So I've got right here the iPad mini 7. I've had it since launch, so about 5 months into using this iPad, and it continues to be my only main iPad. And I know you're going to say, well, you have content on the iPad 11th gen. You reviewed the iPad Pro from last year. What's going on? Well, yes, I did talk about those devices, but this still is my main iPad. Like, I will not pick up another iPad to use as my main content consumption iPad. This is going to be it. And if you guys have been following me, I've been loving the iPad mini since its redesign in 2021. And when Apple introduced a very slight upgrade with the iPad mini in October of 2024, you already knew I had to pick one up. Now here's the thing. It's not the iPad mini Pro that I dream of, and I don't even think Apple will ever make that, but only one can dream. I think maybe it's just like the techies that kind of want to see an iPad mini Pro. But again, one can dream. I know. You may comment down below, oh, it's not going to come out. The iPad mini is not going to come out. Forget about it. Well, yeah, it probably won't. iPad mini Pro probably won't ever come out. But I'm going to continue to keep dreaming because it just would be a really nice concept. But putting that aside, how's my experience been the past 5 months? Well, I'll tell you this. There's been no lag, no stutters, no issues on a day-to-day basis of using this. And I use the iPad mini, again, for content consumption, but for mainly making wallpapers like this one right here. I'll be leaving a link in the description down below. It's called Color Blast. I'm still learning as I go with Procreate. But yeah, this has just been one of the main apps I use with the iPad mini 7. Again, I have other apps like Adobe Photoshop and Lightroom. And Lightroom is also an app I use often, and LumaFusion. And there is Final Cut Pro capability here, which it's a little rough to use on the iPad mini 7. I mean, I've gotten used to Final Cut Pro editing on my MacBook Air as well as my Mac mini with my 32-inch monitor, that it's just super difficult to edit like a full-blown video on an iPad mini display. It's doable, but does it make sense for me? No. It may make sense for you if this is going to be like your first quote-unquote computing device, then yes, it may make sense. Now, of course, you see other apps here like Notability, which I was using more so when I was in school. I still have it, and I'll take notes here and there, but it's not an app I use as often. Canva is awesome. So like, let's say I use Canva on my Mac mini, or I use it on my MacBook Air, and I want to just bring it to my iPad. I have the app right here, so I can just download, or I can just full-blown edit through the Canva app here with the iPad mini, and then ChatGPT and all that good stuff. But yeah, I mean, this is more so for content consumption to, again, YouTube. Like, let's say, like I'm in the kitchen making some food, or I'm eating breakfast, lunch, or whatever it may be. I'll have this set up on the table, and I'll be watching some videos. Or if I am, editing on my Mac mini, and maybe replying to emails, I'll have this up on the side, just running some videos in the backgrounds, catching up with my YouTube subscription list, because I want to support everybody that I have subscribed to and watch all their videos because they make awesome content. And there's a lot of people I'm subscribed to, whether it's tech related, lifestyle related, finance, business related, and all the other great stuff, Pokemon, TCG related, things like that. So yeah, YouTube is one of my most used apps on the iPad mini as well. Now, with the A17 Pro chipset found in the iPad mini, which is a great chipset, it also does come equipped with 8 gigs of RAM, and it has support for Apple Intelligence. Now, I don't know about you, but Apple Intelligence I think is a flop. Like, I don't use it. I really don't use it. The only thing I use it for is with my iPhone, and that is for editing photos. I'll use like the magic eraser tool and just like erase some things, and even that doesn't perform that great. I think Google and Samsung do that much better in those aspects, but I don't really use Apple Intelligence other than that. Like, summarizing a text message for me is not a huge deal, or summarizing an email is not a huge deal or anything like that. So I don't really care that it has Apple Intelligence. If this didn't have Apple Intelligence, I would have been perfectly fine. But the fact that Apple has been promoting and kind of marketing their products now includes Apple Intelligence, but it hasn't fully rolled out, like 100% has not fully rolled out. And this is in the US. Other parts of the world don't even have access. It's not even available. So, rolling out a product and talking about a feature that's not even available does sound a little off, and I'm not for it. Now, putting that aside, the day-to-day experience with iOS 18 has been really good, and I do like how I can kind of color code and change the icons to dark or automatic, tint them as well. So I like how they brought those from the iPhone to the iPad. I also do appreciate that the base storage now is 128 gigs. You can pick up 256 gigs if you want. This also, the faster USB-C port, which is better for faster transferring files. If that's for you, sweet. If not, then it doesn't really make a huge difference. There is Wi-Fi 6E on here, so you do get a little bit faster Wi-Fi. It's not Wi-Fi 7, but who cares? Like, that's Wi-Fi 6E is perfectly capable. We're getting that 12 megapixel. And look, I don't even know why I'm talking about the pixel, the camera. I was talking about pixel, but the 12 megapixel camera, because I don't use the camera. I really don't. I don't. So, it has a small upgrade. It has smart HDR4 capability, which results in more detailed and vivid results, but I don't use it. I haven't used it with my past iPad mini. I didn't use it. I'm not using it with this one, so there is that. Now, here's the thing. While display it's decent, it's not great, and Apple didn't update. They didn't do anything. Like, they didn't make this OLED 60 hertz. Forget about 120. It's still 60 hertz, but they didn't make it OLED, whatever. But the brightness is not great. Using outdoors is really, really difficult. It's not the A18 chipset. And I feel like Apple had excess amount of A17 Pros, which is why they put it in here. I don't know. It just sounds weird. iPad mini 7 having a Pro chipset. And I know they didn't come out with an A17. I don't know. It just sounds a little weird having an A17 Pro. But what I like most about the iPad mini 7 is, even though it has Final Cut Pro, and even though, those are like quote unquote like big computing device apps, like you do those on actual like MacBooks and other computers and things like that, I still think like this is the only iPad that is still trying to just be an iPad and just do iPad things. Content consumption, playing games. Like, if you want to play games, you can do that right here. Like, I don't know, if you want to watch, although, Pokemon TV. That's how long I've had it opened up, Pokemon TV, because I believe this app is no more. Let's actually see what happens. No? Does it work? Don't allow? Yeah. Last year. That's like how much I just don't use it, because it's been out for a year. But I use Prime Video. I did get rid of my Disney Plus for a time being. You can play games right here like Pokemon Unite, as well as Call of Duty Mobile. But for me, it's just been mainly content consumption. But the fact that it does just iPad things is a plus. It's not trying to be a replacement. And I don't know who would replace this with like their normal computing device as their main one, because it's a great portable iPad. It's 8.3-inch display, but I don't know. I just can't do computer things on this. So that, for me, that's really it. Yeah, that's really what I have to say in the past 5 months. Again, it's been a breeze, and I think, if you're in the market looking for an iPad mini, this is going to be the one to buy. If you have the iPad mini 6, I think hold off. I don't know when the next iPad mini will be releasing, the iPad mini 8. Maybe it might release in 2026 or even 2027. I'm thinking probably 2027 is what's looking like, but I could always be wrong. And I still hope for an iPad mini Pro someday. And I know some people who have an iPad Pro, but really want to just pick up an iPad mini for content consumption. And I see why. Like, this is just a great tablet for those things. Like, I don't know. And whether, like, if I'm reading, like, ebook reading or browsing the web and I'm reading an article, I like using it. And sometimes I will use it like this to read, and it's great. This truly reminds me, like, this is just an iPad. I'm not picking up my iPad to edit photos or videos. Like, yes, I have those apps, but I'm not really using Lightroom as often as I would, or I'm not using Final Cut Pro. I'm not using LumaFusion. I have them. I've used them before, but my workflow on a daily is not using those apps on this device. It's using it on my MacBook Air or my Mac Mini. But I really like this. I really do like it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you did enjoy this video, definitely be sure to superman the like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video, because it really does help out the channel out a lot. It will help push my content out to more people. definitely be sure to check out my latest wallpaper pack. It's called Color Blast, and I'll be working on much more in the near future as well, so stay tuned. That's been it for me, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.